In this video, I want to talk about important things that will increase your productivity and work performance. Really, this video is the most important one-on-one conversational video I have shot so far. Should we use 3D MX in visualization or should we not? If we use it, there are 4 stories about its pros and cons, friends. There is a real life story. I changed the names so there wouldn't be similarities, friends. I will now explain them to you with examples, and you decide for yourself and write it under this video on YouTube, friends. Now on one side there is SketchUp, on the other side there is 3D MX. Now, since our areas of interest with 3D MX are architectural visualization and architectural rendering, we will conduct a technical analysis only in these fields. Friends, we have 4 stories. There are 4 criteria I talked about with the people who contacted me, whether they are clients or friends we give training to. Watch these 4 criteria and decide for yourself. Decide for yourself by listening to these 4 people's short stories. There is something like this here, friends. There is a situation that works effectively and a program that proceeds quickly to resolution. In other words, the resolution process involves focusing on the project quickly, drawing it, cutting it like a puzzle into pieces, and immediately putting it into the flow of the render engine, like SketchUp. Then there is one with a learning difficulty. When renovation comes, there's a program you can't get out of your work. Now look, I'll give examples, friends. Now, we have a friend named Burak, an architect. He gets a cafe project from somewhere and he's new to 3D MX, trying to learn it and do the cafe project on 3D MX. However, it takes weeks for him to learn the program and he can't complete the work on time. By learning SketchUp in 1 week, he managed to complete the cafe project using the fast animation he achieved in the Enscape and D5 render programs in time for the opening. We have such an example before us. There might be a situation like this. You might say something like, why did they leave it until now if they could have learned it earlier? Well, learning requires time. Yes, learning requires time. But how do you plan to create animations in 3D MX during quarantine? You can't. It takes hours. You need to find a solution. After finding a solution, the work change and workflow continue. Now, I will move on to the second example. Of course, the practicality of SketchUp comes to the forefront here, friends. Please don't misunderstand. I want to emphasize this clearly. I am here for you all. I want to make your approach high quality and dynamic, friends. I'm not selling the SketchUp program here. I'm not selling the 3D MX program. I have no connection with distributors or software developers. This channel has no relation with any distributors. In past years, some distributors selling SketchUp have used our name to make sales. With this in mind, I want to make a note, friends. This channel has no association with any distributors, sellers, or software vendors. We have no connection, like they won't give us free software. For example, they won't provide any support. That's why, up to this point, I'm definitely not doing their advertisement, including in this video, my friends. So, the examples I have given here are real-life stories to speed up your workflow, friends. Second part. Once again, we have an architect named Aishi, friends, a newly graduated architect. While Aishi is preparing her first project, the employer wants visualization within a week. Look, now our employer works a bit fast. They give the project on Friday and want it from you by Monday. For a project of such capacity, drawing the project in 3D MX in 2 days, 1 day, on the 4th day, on the 3rd day, you can't deliver a quality image. You can't deliver animation. You can't deliver a 360-degree render. You can't, friends. Even if you could, it wouldn't be adequate. There are professional 5-year, 10-year 3D MX users. They somehow pull all-nighters, but you can't. That's a fact. Here's an example. She tries to use Max, but due to its complex interface and render times, she worries she won't be able to deliver on time here, and can't deliver. She switches to SketchUp. That's also an example. I read it directly, I read it from his own mouth, from the message he wrote himself and convey it to you. Now, SketchUp is truly an ideal solution for projects with short deadlines. There's grabbing my ear from here, and then there's grabbing my ear from there. When I can grab it from here, why should I waste my energy grabbing it from the other side? There are very simple examples of this. Let's say hobby designer Mr. Karen. She likes doing design as a hobby. She wants to design a piece of furniture she saw on Pinterest. Of course, the furniture part is a bit more effective. So, tools like Blender or 3D Max can be used here, but these are simple pieces of furniture. We're talking about aesthetic furniture with simple inputs and outputs, like tables, my friends. Of course, despite working on it for a few days, she doesn't get many results with 3D Max. Of course, the user might also have deficiencies, like a lack of time. But generally here, we are talking about parts where work time is limited. Even if it's not limited, because the learning period takes a long time, SketchUp gives very effective results even in simple projects like this. Of course, switching to SketchUp within 10 minutes, SketchUp has some important parameters. There are cuts and trims. You push and pull like a puzzle. To do this in 3D Max, you either need a plugin or need to use the Boolean command very efficiently. That's why SketchUp comes to the forefront again here. We can actually give hundreds of examples about this, friends. I mentioned it to you in another video, the previous video. We had a friend who had been working in Konya for 12 to 13 years. He finally said that there was no hair left on his head. I mean, from stress, our bodies are now. Wounds started to appear, he said. I said, there's no need to stress about it this much. After all, there's a solution part to a project. For the solution part, you can do this. You can switch to render engines. Because SketchUp's render engines are solvers. When you draw the model and send it, it gives you many things there in a 360-degree panorama. It gives navigation, it gives VR navigation. Enscape also gives it. TV Motion gives it. D5 gives it too. They all provide these. It's very simple. How will you just throw it into 3D Max, put on the VR glasses and do it? You can't. I need an extra render engine. I don't know if Vantage does the second preparation for 3D Max again, but there is TV Motion support and this works most compatibly with SketchUp, friends. Yes, now we've come to the most important part, the animation studio, friends. Let's talk about this small animation studio. They also do architecture plus animation. They prepare the file in 3D Max. Now let's see. In Corona, for an individual, let's go put the render you took, whether a single frame or 4 frames, into animation. In Corona, there need to be at least 10 cases. There need to be at least 5 or 10 interconnected, network connected cases to use all their processors for rendering. Or you need to use 10. If there are faster render engines, or you will send the file prepared in Vray's image quality to the client so that the client will request an animation in that image quality. You set up the project in Vray, prepared it, and exported it from a different animation program. The visuals don't match each other. Well, go ahead and deal with it. Then try to convince the customer. Therefore, since the initial visual you provide is very important, you need to ensure that there isn't much quality difference between the visual you give in the animation and the normal visual. Again, here SketchUp is perfect for teams looking for a low-cost, quick solution. I'm not advertising SketchUp though. I don't really want to advertise any program. To be honest, I just wanted to share 4 life stories with you by bringing solution suggestions, my friends. If you have such stories, you can share them too. Here's the situation. Some companies actually, because it requires vision and R&D, they don't want to switch to many other render engines. Since 3DMX has a retroactive system due to being the first here in Turkey, users don't want to disrupt that system. In other words, the company owner doesn't want to disrupt it. But for example, if they direct one employee to such an R&D, they would gain a very nice workflow. I don't win, you win. That's why I'm telling you. I have no relationship information. Friends, 70% of our channel is watched without subscribing. This way, I try to contribute to your development by providing vision suggestions. It has no benefit to me. It is entirely beneficial for you. So, if you subscribe to our channel, when you open YouTube, you will encounter this and similar videos. You will both participate and enjoy it. And you can write your own opinions under this YouTube video. Others can also benefit from these opinions and experiences. Friends, in this way, both the customers and our friends who give us feedback, I will occasionally share with you the life stories of our friends who have experience in this matter. It could be this topic or it could be another topic. It could be project analysis or another topic. Someone might be stuck on something. There could be dialogues with customers or problems. I plan to make videos about them, friends. In this video, is 3DMX really necessary? From the perspective of architectural visualization, I emphasize strongly. Is it really necessary from the perspective of architectural visualization? We talked about that. I shared 4 stories. Friends, you decide for yourselves and with comments. Share your thoughts in the comments below this video, friends. See you again. Love and respect. Goodbye.